Nobody's never too old to start anything, by the way. KFC. The guy from KFC started when he was 63 years old. All you need is an idea.
You are a corporate lawyer, you a researcher, a trainer, you are busy in the corporate space.
Yeah.
But you have this detergent business. Now let's walk through it step by step. How did you birth this idea?
I have an in-law. She called me one day and she said, "Oh, somebody's coming to teach me how to do liquid soap. Are you interested?"
So in all your corporate glory, you went for the training. I'm interested in your experiences with Generation Z.
The Gen Zs, they are very enlightened. They ask a lot of questions. They are argumentative. And they would disagree with you just openly. They don't care.
Welcome to another episode of the Oil Fields of Alkebulan podcast. Today we are looking at the entrepreneurial mindset, and we have in studio with us a lawyer, corporate lawyer, researcher, and trainer, as well as an entrepreneurial mentor. Dr. Claudette Ahiabor is her name, and I want us to just dive right in. Welcome to our very, very humble studios here at the Eagles Cliff. Our studio is the 747 Eagle Plus Studios and the podcast Oil Fields of Alkebulan. Welcome, Dr. Ahiabor.
Thanks for having me, and it's good to be here with you.
Fantastic. Ahiabor, it's from the Volta region.
That is right? So. My husband is from the Volta region.
Exactly. I was going to, because your accent, you don't come from our part. I mean, you don't come from Ghana. So where do you?
I'm from a small country in your corner there. It's called Sierra Leone.
Oh,
originally.
Awesome.
Yeah,
awesome.
But my husband is
right
Ghanaian.
There.
Yep.
Okay, your husband is
and I went to school in Sierra Leone. I did everything in Sierra Leone, and I moved to Ghana about 2017.
How did you meet?
That's many years ago. So we met in Sierra Leone. He went to do a training for his business, and we met. That was 1999, and then 2000 we started. I think it was probably February or March in 2000, and we got married in 2002. Yep. And my daughter Jifa came by the same year. We got married, I think, 2002, January 12th. Mm-hmm. And Jifa came in December of the same year.
Yep. The kind of love that crosses borders.
Yeah.
You came right back with him.
Yep.
Awesome.
So he came back to Ghana from Sierra Leone because he was working in Sierra Leone.
Okay.
2010, he relocated to Ghana, and we were back and forth till 2017. Before I came, finally.
Interesting. Yeah. The kind of question a name can bring about. Okay, so originally your maiden name would have been
Jackson.
Yes,
my father was Jackson.
Okay.
Because he's deceased now.
You have worked across many organizations. You were in banking.
Yep.
And then I see here also you were in academia.
That is so.
As a lecturer.
That is so. University of Sierra Leone. I did 6 years of lecturing before coming.
Okay.
So I was there till 2017 when I relocated to Ghana.
Okay.
Yep.
And then you got your PhD.
Yeah,
you
last
are a lawyer.
It's been a marvelous journey. I would say that I am a restless person. Restless in the sense that there's so much to do. I don't like staying in a single place for too long because it makes me restless. And it makes me feel that I am not doing much. So I started working when I was 18 years old. That's a long time ago. And then I started in the bank, as you said. It's a local bank. It's called Union Trust Bank. And I stayed at that bank for about 13 years. And then I went to Standard Chartered Bank.
Okay.
And I stayed at Standard Chartered Bank for about 6 years. And then whilst I was at Standard Chartered Bank, even before going there, I told myself that I was going to work there for about 5 years. And I wanted to start my own business. So that's where it started. I told myself that I would not work for too long again. I wanted to start my own business. And I wanted to start my own training business.
Okay.
Yeah, because I learned so much. By the way, Standard Chartered is the best place to be.
Okay.
The best place to train as a banker. So I got a lot of good trainings at Standard Chartered. So I realized that I could move and train people with what I was taught at the bank. So that was what I did.
That's how you became a trainer?
That's how I became a trainer.
Okay.
And I remember I was having a conversation with my colleague. His name is Isaac. And I was telling him that, Isaac, if I establish a training institution, would you come and help me with the financial side? Because he was a chartered accountant. He said, oh, yeah, why not? And so when I left, I established a company, a training consultancy, and I called him. When I got my first deal, I called him. I said, Isaac, I got my first deal. Would you mind coming to train for me? He said, oh, yeah, so you were serious? I said, oh, yeah. And that was how it is. I still do trainings. Okay. The last training I did was maybe 2 years ago. I went back to Sierra Leone. I was called. And then in Ghana too, I've done about 2 trainings. Okay. Yeah, so I love disseminating knowledge. Okay. I love sharing experiences with people so that people can also be restless like myself and move on to better things. I love that. It gives me fulfillment. And sometimes it comes with money, but sometimes it does not, and it's okay. Okay. And as long as people are getting knowledge and they are acting on knowledge, because it's not too good to have all this knowledge. And I was having a conversation with you. There's too much knowledge out there.
Yes, there is. On social
knowledge
media
overload. But your ability to save the knowledge and get the one that will benefit you and let you move to the next level is what you should be doing as an individual.
All right. Tell me about your entrepreneurial journey. I'm guessing that you did for yourself a couple of projects, products, services, while you were still employed, right?
That is so. So I started buying and selling. My extended family is in the US, so I used to buy things from the US. Shoes, clothes, those days. And yes, I would buy at one, let's say maybe 10 CDs, and sell it at maybe 15 CDs or 12 CDs, and then make a profit there. And I did it for some time. I opened a shop for that. And then later on, I moved on to training. I did training for long. And then at another time, I moved on to juice. I was selling juice as well, pineapple juice. I love pineapple. And then I decided to move into detergents. I still do detergents. I have a small company that sells detergents. Okay. Liquid soap, bleach, glass cleaner. So yeah, it has been a journey of learning, of experimenting, and of proving that if you have an idea and you follow it up, you can do marvelous things. Yeah, all you need to do is to be focused, to be disciplined, and not to take no for an answer. Sometimes when people say no, you have to go again. Yeah.
We're having this conversation because it comes up very often. There is not much to do. We can't get employment. We are not employable. We are told we are not employable. And so many are stuck in that place where they are told, sit at home, and they are home doing nothing. And so that is why I said we need to have this conversation on the entrepreneurial mindset. And it doesn't have to take a Dangote to teach the entrepreneurial mindset, right? How can we all become entrepreneurial on the day-to-day basis? Regular people, normal people, how do we forge and get for ourselves that kind of thinking that could help bring maybe stuff to our table, you know?
I love the question. I love the question because it's a simple question. It's a simple question to ordinary people that if they answer that question properly, it can get them into billions, like you said about Dangote. By the way, I have Dangote's book at home and I've read his story. Now, all you need to do is to have an idea. The mindset. Mindset is number one. As young people, we need a proper mindset. Now, if you don't have a proper mindset, and you don't have a proper vision, your mind would go astray. And that's why there's a lot of scamming in Ghana. I was on Facebook yesterday and I saw that they've caught a lot of people for scamming. Why do you scam? You have a creative mindset, but why are you using it illegally? I feel that as ordinary people, all we need is a mindset, and a mindset to have an idea, first of all, to follow up on the idea, to be disciplined, and to achieve your idea. For example, now there are a lot of problems in Ghana. Ghana, there are a lot of problems. For example, tomatoes. We eat tomatoes a lot. I love tomatoes. Okay. I eat it with lettuce. It's very healthy. But do you know that we import tomatoes from Burkina Faso and I think Senegal?
Yeah.
That is a misnomer.
Tell me.
It should not happen. It should not happen at all. Why can't some young people just come together and say that, let's go to my village. There's land all over the place. Let's go and get some 1 acre land and let's start planting tomatoes. And let's get the tomatoes to the market. Better than sitting at home as graduates, because now research has shown that on average in Ghana, 100,000 graduates are churned out from the university every year. But only 10% get employed. That is also a misnomer. It means that everybody is at home. They are waiting for people to come and employ them. And you are saying that, well, if someone don't employ me, I can't get money. I will have to go and scam people before I get money. And I've just told you an idea now. And now those people who are listening to me, you have your village. There are some people, they are from Kumasi. There are some people that are from Volta region. They are from Takoradi. Wherever you are, Tamale. Tomatoes is a product that if you have it.
But there are hindrances.
There are hindrances. In every situation, there are hindrances. If you want to be a lawyer, there are hindrances. If you want to be a doctor, there are hindrances. If you want to be a scammer, there is a hindrance as well. You will get caught and you will go to jail. It's a serious hindrance as well. So I think that as young people or as older people like us, we must have an idea. And nobody's never too old to start anything, by the way. KFC. My daughter likes KFC, so I buy it for her every now and then. KFC, the guy from KFC, started when he was 63 years old. It's never too late to start anything. And like I said again, I'm saying it again. All you need is an idea. So an idea, we import tomatoes too much in Ghana. Why do we import tomatoes?
Let's walk through this on a step-by-step basis. Let's take your business, for instance. I mean, you are a corporate lawyer, you a researcher, a trainer, you are busy in the corporate space.
Yeah.
But you have this detergent business. Now let's walk through it step by step. How did you birth this idea? Take us through the process and take us to all the way to the bottom line. I mean, are you even making money off what you've started? How is it supplementing your what's the word? Your income from the corporate space? Let's have that full picture.
Now, I will start from the rear. The rear is that the income from the liquid soap paid my law fees. It paid part of my PhD fees. I started the soap business, the detergent business, 10 years ago. It hasn't been very effective because I've been doing a lot of things, but it has always brought in income. And I started it just like, I have an in-law, my husband's brother's wife. She called me one day and she said, oh, somebody's coming to teach me how to do liquid soap. Are you interested? I said, oh, yeah. So I went to her house and
even
that person,
with all your corporate glory.
And that was 10 years ago.
Because usually when someone is teaching women in how to make detergents and stuff, it's because
They look down on
they
those
are
things.
they are not employed, they are not
Oh,
educated.
no.
So in all your corporate glory, you went
my
for the
God.
training.
I have cooked for people to eat before. Yeah, I've started that kind of thing in Ghana. I couldn't follow up to, but there is nothing I can do as long as it can give an income and it can give me profits. So the detergent, I started, mixing it. And as I said, 10 years ago. And the profit is decent. So I still sell it as I speak. And it has paid me my fees. It has paid, I give my daughter income from that. It pays all kinds of things for me. It has given me an income where I've invested it in other projects.
What's your annual income? I mean, from that space,
without saying anything,
do you make?
Yeah, so without saying anything definite, it's now, so it can range between 1,000 to 4,000 cedis a month. Yearly, you do the math now, yearly. But there was a time, it used to be 5,000 to 15,000 every 2 months, because I had one client giving me 10,000 cedis every 2 months
For the supplies you make.
For the supplies I made.
So that means that if you have your supply base, a big supply base,
it will give you money. So, for example, now liquid soap a gallon. I sell my liquid soap at 50 cedis a gallon, sometimes 60 cedis, depending on the requirements. And it's an example. I can't sit here and tell you my profit, but it's an example. Let's assume I could.
It's okay.
I could.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with sharing
No,
because then people would learn from it.
Oh, there is nothing you sell that you can't make a profit. There's nothing. Now listen. I could sell kenke. How much is kenke now? 5 cedis, right? I could make my kenke and maybe it cost me 3 cedis to produce everything, and I could sell it 5 cedis. It is 2 cedis, but people eat a lot of kenke every day. I don't like kenke; it sits on my chest, but I eat it sometimes. But everybody eats kenke in Ghana, including you. And you are in business. You could do shito. Everybody eats shito in Ghana, including myself. I love shito. You could make shito and you are in business. So
you look for what people need,
exactly.
What people use on the daily.
Now, I have been telling, so I train people and mentor people. And one of the things I tell them that it's not bad to do the sewing thing, but how often do people sew every time? Me, I sew clothes sometimes once a year. So now, if I was your client, I'll give you an income only once a year. You are not in business. But I buy soap every day. I buy food every day. I go to the market every day. I do. So you have to find something that you can sell almost every day, that can give you an income that people likes. Yes, that's what it is. Everybody you use soap every day. Everybody use bleach every day, every now and then. So it's a recurrent thing. And as long as you can do it in such a way that you can make a profit, you are in business. And if you can get more clients to buy, it's even the more better.
Okay.
I think, sorry,
right.
and I need to mention this. The problem with our African youth is that we want to make money overnight.
Okay. Is that a bad mindset?
It is a bad mindset if you don't have it and you are depending on a process to have it. For example, if you won the lottery, and who wins lottery every day? If you won the lottery and you got 10 million cedis, fine, you can spend it because it's a lot of money. But who wins lottery every day? So you have to have a mindset that you would build on income. You could get 50 cedis today, you could get 100 cedis, you could get 150 cedis, probably you can get 1,000 cedis. People don't like to hear that conversation. And why do people scam people? People scam people because you want to make money overnight. Quick money. And that quick money is what is the African youth problem. We don't want to have an idea, a legal idea, follow it through, make money, and be free. Don't be in prison, because if you are a scammer, you will risk of going to prison.
I have a strong position that it's not necessarily an African youth problem, because there are people across
and I agree. I agree. It's a national it's a world. Universal, it's a global problem.
Yes.
I agree. But I also agree that with as African youth, we don't need to be a part of that, because Africa, here we have the resources. The white people don't have gold and land and things like that.
So they
but
get
in Africa,
creative.
yes, the African youth should be creative, because we have hectares and hectares of land that is at our disposal. Everybody has a village. You could go to your village and go and do carrot and habanero pepper and your ordinary pepper and whatever it is.
You think farming is the
I
gateway?
think it's a big opportunity.
Agriculture, agribusiness.
Because we have land.
Okay.
The US do not have the land that we have in Africa. So I think that if we have a plan, first off, you need the mindset. Secondly, you need a vision. And you need a plan to follow through that vision. And you need to stay the course. Don't think that, if I have a plan and a vision, I must make money overnight. No. That mindset will lead you to do illegal things to make money, and you will not be on the right path.
Let's look at your academic journey. Your doctoral research focuses on the effectiveness of scientific research in public institutions. You spent time on
a long time, 2 years writing my thesis.
Yeah. What are the key gaps you've identified, and how do they impact business innovation? Okay, because we are talking about that now, and your research has looked into it a bit further in the scientific sense. So, how does it impact business innovation on the continent?
Okay, so I did my research at CSIR. CSIR is the government scientific institution. Their mandate is to do research into products and sell them and make money. So I went there and I thought that, I don't hear much about CSIR. I think that they don't have much products. But to my utter surprise, they have a lot of, we call them, we have a name for it. They have a name for it there. Lots and lots of research products. The biggest gap there is that entrepreneurs are not showing up to buy those research products. Now they are in excess of hundreds of varieties. We call the tomato varieties. They have corn varieties. They have all kinds of varieties there. Apart from farming too, they have other things that they are selling, and that is the main gap I found out. I found out that if we have entrepreneurs, and I'll come back to our African youth too. If the African youth can go to CSI and tell them, I don't have money, but I have an idea. I've noticed that Ghana don't have much tomatoes. We are importing the
really like tomatoes.
Yeah, it's a big thing.
Okay.
Or we eat a lot of rice in Ghana. Mm-hmm. I don't eat local rice because I don't really like it. What I eat is imported rice. I think that the local rice must try and fix it in such a way that people will eat it more. So those youth can do the rice thing. They could plant rice and they could flood the market with the rice, and you are in business. Because we eat rice a lot, we eat jollof, we eat fry. I ate jollof today. Just today, I ate jollof. But I ate it with a foreign rice because I don't like our local rice.
That's another conversation. I will take you up on that, because if we don't
patronize our local,
local
if the local product too doesn't meet my requirements,
I take a lot of brown rice, and it's made
in Ghana,
grown right here in Ghana.
Yes,
so it's healthy for your body, and then also you get to support a local business.
It's true, and I perfectly agree with you. I should not be eating white rice.
That entrepreneurial mindset we were talking about, that entrepreneurial nudge within us. I mean, it affects all these kinds of
First of all, I don't eat brown rice because it sits on I have indigestion problem. That is my main reason. It's not that anything, but I love our local product. I eat a lot of local products, but the rice, I can't, because the rice that I eat that digests more for me are foreign rice. But I am not the only person in Ghana. We have 30 million people in this country that eat rice. Do you understand? So if I say that I won't buy, it won't make any difference. 29 points people are buying rice if it is made properly. So I think that we need to just find a way of prioritizing farming as a country so that at least many of our young people can, first of all, be in business. Secondly, our income from local businesses will increase. Because invariably, if people make money from their business, they will pay more taxes, they will employ more people, innovation will come up, and the rest.
You were with the Institute of Directors.
Yep.
Very big on corporate governance.
Yep.
Yes. You were the
business development manager.
Business development manager at the time that you served with them. What role does corporate governance and sustainability? What role does corporate governance play in the sustainability conversation on this continent?
Yeah, corporate governance is a very important topic when it comes to businesses. And one of the things I've observed about African businesses is that we love the one-man kind of business, sole proprietorship. We don't want to open companies because we don't want the board to come and tell us what to do. But I think that if we have a good mindset, number one, we have a vision to expand, I think that we must prioritize governance issues. For example, the CEO cannot be the chairman of the board. It's an example, okay? And the sole proprietor, you can't operate as a sole proprietor and make an impact because you are alone. Many African businesses, they want to stay that way, and that is why we can't make an impact. So corporate governance is all about how businesses are directed and how they can stay compliant in order to fulfill their ethical obligations. And corporate governance is at the height of all the failures of the banks and all these things. So as for corporate governance, if you are able to abide by those principles and those tenets, you would be able to succeed as a business person, and you'll be able to expand. Because the conversation about you just being a sole proprietor, you can be a company and you will have a board, and the board will have to direct you what to do. A lot of our African entrepreneurs, they don't like that part of it. They want to just do things themselves. I think that you cannot be the know-all. You cannot know it all. You need to be able to constitute a board, and you need to constitute a chairman, and the chairman needs to direct you as to what to do. And the members of the board would have to work with you so that you can make a progress in the business.
All right. So as somebody from Sierra Leone working in Ghana, you came to do some of your schooling in Ghana.
Yep.
And working in corporate Ghana.
Yep.
Tell us how the journey has been. I mean, how have you been received all the years that you spent in?
And thanks for that question. That question is very important. It hasn't been too easy. To be frank, it hasn't been too easy. We Ghanaians, and I'm saying we Ghanaians. I'm not a Ghanaian, but
because I just said
my husband is Ghanaian, my child is also Ghanaian, but we are nationalistic, and it's important.
I like the way you've embraced.
Yeah.
The
we are nationalistic, and
identity.
It's important for nationalistic. So now when I go around for deals and they know that I'm not from Ghana and they are not too enthused about the deals, and I'm not getting the deals and I'm being turned down, I don't feel bad, because I feel that we are Africans. We like our people, our country people. You see, who is she that she comes from Sierra Leone and she wants to come to Ghana and she wants us to employ her and she wants us to give her training deals and she wants us to believe that she is a consultant. I mean, yeah, it has been difficult, but it has not been impossible, because I have gone through law school. I went to Gimpa Law School. I went from 2015 to 2019. I took 2 years off because I was working on my thesis, my doctoral thesis. And then when I felt that I was ready, I went and took the Makola entrance exam, and I passed just once. That exam, people have been taking it for 5 times, but me, I went just once. and I got into Ghana School of Law. And I went to Ghana School of Law for the 2 years, and I graduated as a barrister at law of the Supreme Court of Ghana. And then about a year later, I got my doctorate. So it has been good. And I am not at a place where I can say I'm very satisfied career-wise, but it's a journey. I'm a very strong Christian, and one of the things I know is that God has a way of taking us through things. Life is a stage, and I was speaking previously in the first session, not first session, previously before the break, that we need to respect time. Things don't happen overnight. Things happen in phases. So me, I respect time and phases. I embrace it, and I just leave myself in the hands of God about what He wants to do.
You give yourself
in
up
Sierra
to the
Leone,
process.
Yes. When I was back home in Sierra Leone, everybody knows me in Sierra Leone. Everybody gives me deals. Everybody, my school friends, and we'll come talk about the value of education. Because education gives you network that you can never have if you don't go to school. You said, we heard that Bill Gates, he didn't finish school. You better stay in school as a young person and finish that school. It's important. Because if you don't finish school, number one, you don't know how the business space might be. It is rough and rowdy out there. But if you finish school, at least you can get some job that may pay your bills. It's important. Because that's what bills, they don't wait.
Okay.
You have to eat. You have to take care of children. If you are married and have children, you have to do all kinds of things. You need the money. Because if the business don't work, at least you can find yourself some corporate job and be there. You see, I have a day job, but I also have my businesses around. And I still have businesses I want to do.
Okay.
You see, so yeah, that's where I am. But as I said, I trust the process. I know that God is a big God. He's a fabulous God. I know that what He's doing, it seems to be a bit slow, but one of these days it will happen overnight.
Oh, so that's great to see.
Yep.
To see. Before we sat, we were looking through the books, and then you mentioned that one of the favorite materials you've read was Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. And I must say that I'm new to that train because I've had friends back at the university who read that book. Even throughout, I meet people, but a close friend recently shared with me the mastermind principle, and I really loved the idea behind having a mastermind group of people who advise you on your business, who advise you on whatever initiative it is that you are partaking in, because they are experienced. First of all, they are skilled, and second of all, experienced in that regard. And so I got drawn to that mastermind approach, and I got the book for myself. So I mean, you mentioning it was one of your favorite books, I just in talking about education, which you mentioned right now, there is a statement in here that I sort of really liked. Napoleon Hill was saying that any person is educated who knows where to get knowledge when needed, and how to organize that knowledge into definite plans of action. So if you are not able to organize that knowledge into any specific definite plan of action, you indeed are not educated at all. Do you agree with him?
I agree totally. I've read Napoleon Hill's book. You see, there used to be a version before this one.
Okay.
So I read the archaic one. Me, I'm old school. So I have that old school one. It is fabulous. And then this one too. I think I've read this one about twice or three times.
Okay.
I love the book. And yes, you need to know where to find education. Now listen, when I went to University of Sierra Leone, I did my first degree. At the time, entrepreneurship was not so popular. So when it was time to do specialization in third year, everybody was doing marketing, procurement, human resource. I said I wanted to do entrepreneurship. And would you believe I was the only one who did entrepreneurship specialization? I think that number one, we need to be able to know how to find information. The first thing is your passion. Your passion would guide your education. When I finished and I did my master's immediately, that was how I was called to lecture. I didn't go to lecture because I applied. No. I was called because I was the only student at the time who did entrepreneurship. And that was what I taught for 6 years. Now, we are talking about organizing knowledge. I took the business plan out of my business administration school, the notes that I did. And I took out that plan and I said to myself, I would increase my skills in business plan writing. And I did that, and I have made thousands of dollars just from writing business plans. I have written plans that have given me, I think I got a contract that they were paying me $1,000 for one plan. And I think I did about 6 plans for that person. That was the first time I got it. And then the second time I got, it was about 6 clients as well, and they paid me that money. It's amazingly, I just did a business plan for somebody who paid me just $100. $100 is small money, but who gives you $100 every day? So your ability to know how to utilize information in such a way that it will benefit you, and not to be compiling these certificates. Some people even put this on the wall. I've gone to some house and I see that people got some degrees, they put this on the wall.
Yeah, because if they don't put it up, nobody really knows that they have it, right? You know, so
That is
maybe I should do that.
No, that is, you see, I'm a doctor. I don't talk about it every day. Because I am still processing.
By that you mean not medical doctor,
not
PhD
medical. Yes,
holder.
yes. So I'm a researcher.
Okay.
I don't talk about it because I am processing how I need to use the knowledge from my doctoral studies to make money.
So it's not about the cloud.
No. And there are places I use my title. There are places I go there. My name is Doc. Anytime I go to court, sometimes when I go to court and I stand up and I announce myself as my Lord, especially my name is Dr. Claudette Ahiabor. I can see everybody in the room. So I sometimes do that, not every day.
That's
I sometimes
you just
do that.
enjoying
I'm just
what you
enjoying what I
have
have
gained over the period.
But the ability to use that knowledge as a researcher to make money is the real, and that's what Napoleon Hill is talking about. You don't say that the certificate, you go and put this on the wall, you go and talk about it on Facebook, you put on LinkedIn, you put PhD, Esquire. No. I think that your ability as an individual to use the knowledge you acquired in school to make money is a unique opportunity that very few people would discover.
You know, AI.
Yes.
AI.
Yes.
We can't seem to have any conversation lately
Without
without mentioning AI. Sometimes I'm like, aren't you tired about asking people about AI? I mean, aren't you tired of asking people about AI? But all that you have said, look at the generation of people that we are. Amazing things AI is doing for us, really. It's taking a lot of burden off us. These things that you used to do, I'm like, whoa, she used to make thousands of dollars from drafting business plans, and she must have sat, bend the midnight oil to write some of these things. I know how it goes. I mean, in the past, some of us did assignments for people, wrote proposals for people, and we got paid for it. However, it takes 2 seconds for Grok or ChatGPT or whichever else. Yes, DeepSeek and all of that. It takes a few seconds for them to generate these business plans and proposals, and so we don't get to make money off them anymore. In this era, what is the differentiating factor between them, the robots, and you who has gone to school to be educated, and the robots have taken the ability to apply this knowledge from you? I mean, what's the
and that question is very important. It is very important because AI is always with us and it will remain with us. for generations to come. Now, your ability to take AI and utilize it in such a way that it doesn't come out as a generalization document is also another skill you have to learn as a researcher. I understand. Now, business plan, I can do it within seconds. But that business plan, I can tell you, it will not be detailed.
Tell me.
It will not be, you see.
It depends on the prompt I give AI.
So robots will work with what you give them. They can only work to the extent of the information that you give them.
If I fed them good information.
If you fed them good information, if you don't be careful, they will give you wrong information. And it has happened to me plenty times. So for us, my business plan that I've written is a detailed empirical research that I will give to my clients that will make my client's decision to be 100% perfect. AI will not give you 100%.
It's a gamble with AI.
It's a gamble. So AI is a tool. It is not a be all and all and all. You see, if you don't use it with wisdom, you will not get the required effects from it. So the human being and the robot, they are two different people. The robot is fed with information. He will not be fed with all the information, and I agree. It's possible you can even be fed with all the information. But if you don't be careful, depending on how you use it, it will give you garbage. It will give you a general garbage that may not be 100% correct.
The legal arguments around AI.
Yes, and it has happened to me before. I have some students I teach on online and all. Yeah. I have tested it severally, and it has given me false information. I'm happy I know my law. Okay. I have my notes, I have my acts, I have everything. So when I ask ChatGPT something, and it is giving me it's going all over the place, I'm able to know that this one you are telling me, no, it is not correct. Some cases, some precedents that is there
are fictional.
It is fictional.
From
it is not correct. It is not correct. So AI is good. That's what AI. It is very good, and I've made money from AI before. Whilst I was doing my doctoral thesis, I was looking all over the place for somebody to edit it for me, and everybody was telling me 8,000 cities, 10,000 cities. I don't have that money. So what I did was I called a friend of mine who had finished, and I told her I needed to edit my work. And she said, "Oh, you could use Grammarly. You could also use Killbots."
Killbots, yes, for the research.
I used them.
Yes,
I bought because you could buy the premium. So I bought the premium, I think $30 at the time. And I did that work.
And you saved yourself a lot of money.
And I saved myself a lot of money. And then I made money in addition by, so I had some consulting work. Somebody gave me some editing to do. And I know how to use Grammarly now because I taught myself. And I bought the premium and I was able to utilize it before my premium status expired. Yes, so AI is a good thing. The only thing is that you need your ability to be able to use it in such a way that it will not deceive you makes the difference.
But what if I don't know what it is that I'm asking? I have no idea.
It will give you garbage.
So I cannot trust AI.
No. No, you have to fact check it. So we say fact checking. So for example, whenever I tell you, can you give me a precedent on the whatever principle in law? When it gives it to me, I have to go and look at my law books. I have to check my law, the actual acts, check the provisions. It has been giving wrong provisions. You see, so yes, it gives wrong provisions. It cannot do it 100%.
I'm interested in your experiences with Generation Z. You've been in class with them. When you were doing your as a lecturer, you've experienced them as a lecturer. You've experienced them even as a student of law when you were in the law school. You've experienced them in different capacities. These are the people that are going to hold a lot of what Africa is to be. Everything that is being birthed for Africa, in Africa, they are the ones who it's all going to fall on. They are going to have to anchor it going forward. Tell me your impression. about them, per your observation?
It's a very good question. Now, the Gen Zs, I would first of all want to talk about their qualities.
Okay.
The Gen Zs, they are very enlightened. They ask a lot of questions. They are argumentative. And they would disagree with you just openly. They don't care.
Yeah.
And there's a reason for that. I think that the reason is because the information of everything is online. Everything you want in life is online. Yes, so you're saying, so you have this problem with your knee, and as a doctor, you're talking to them now, and she's on her phone. ChatGPT, and she's telling you,
doctors.
yes, she would tell you exactly what it is. And it has happened before.
Because we are in the information age.
We are in the information, and if you don't be careful, we are in information overload.
Oh.
The information there's a whooping amount of information online. Now, because there's a whooping amount of information online, these people have this information at their fingertips.
Okay.
They won't mind you what you are talking. What they will do is to be checking their phones and be checking. And if you say anything that they don't agree with, they will be ready to challenge you.
But there is information. There is also misinformation.
And you are very right. And that is where, as the grown old school like us, how do they call our generation? We in our 50s.
It depends.
How do they call
I think baby, you are baby boomers.
We are baby boomers, right?
Yeah.
So the baby
I'm
boomers,
a millennial.
you are a millennial. The baby boomers is supposed to guide them.
Okay.
And say that you think this is what it is, but taking into consideration a lot of things and then things and that, and I don't think this is what it is. I think this is what it is. And if you say you want to use this route, this may happen. Now, if you want to train children, it is a conversation you are having.
Yes,
our time,
they must agree to it.
They must agree. And you must give them reasons to agree.
Which is not
bad. But if you
bad.
come and impose things on them, they are looking at you like, mommy,
Can they anchor the changes that are coming to the continent?
So they need guidance. And that is what the guidance is. The baby boomers like us, we must guide them. We must tell them that ChatGPT is good, Borium is good, and all these AI tools are good. But you see, you need to know how to situate it in your work. It is not the best. You need to know how to work around it. And if you are asking ChatGPT something, even if it gives you an answer, it is possible it can misinform you.
I want to ask this again.
Yes.
The changes that are coming to the continent.
Yes.
Let's look at the continent and the resources we have, the people we are. Someone is of the view. I was having a conversation with someone recently. He is of the view that we are sellouts. We are not true Africans. First of all, we've lost our identity. That's that opinion. We've lost our identity. We've been so much westernized, and especially this generation, because of the information overload that you're saying, it's that the global village is getting tighter, and so there are influences from other spaces on the African psyche. Do you think, with the changes that are coming to the continent, where the continent is trying to rise, take its authentic nature, and even in the globalized sense, do you think they have the capability to manage those changes as a generation?
The Gen Zs,
yes.
If they can manage the changes. That's why I will come back to what I said. I said guidance. That's why, as a baby boomer, you must understand all these kind of things that are coming in. There is social media is of such that it has given people some of our Gen Zs, it has given them, I don't know how to describe it, but it has given them a distorted interpretation about the realities of life. Now people, they don't go on social media to go and inform us about, development again. They go on social media to go and flaunt wealth, they go and tell us what is happening in your home, to go and tell us what is happening in the labor world, and all those kinds of things. So I think that is where we may lose some of them if we don't guide them. So we must guide our Gen Zs.
Probably also change the culture.
And I'm happy you reminded me about the culture. There's our cultural things in Ghana. We must promote them in schools. I hear the educational minister was saying that at least in school they must teach our children the language. I agree with that, but I also agree that English is also universal. So if they don't know how to speak English too, it's a problem. So whilst we are teaching our local language, we must also teach English. We must teach them our culture. Yeah, Asantewa, Kwame Nkrumah, what are the things that they did and the legacies they left. So whilst they are seeing all this globalized thing, we must narrow it down to we as a country. How can we get our children to appreciate our culture and not throw away the Western culture, but to see that our culture in Ghana is not better than the Western culture, but we must appreciate what we have in Ghana.
Madam Claudette, Dr. Claudette Ahiabor, it's been nice delving into all kinds of corners with you, also because of your varied, multi-dimensional experiences in the corporate world, in academia, and even as an entrepreneur. In this particular episode, we did seek to understand the entrepreneurial mindset. What is it that you need to think through? What's the thinking process that you needed to go through to be an entrepreneur, first of all, to even get something going for yourself, even as you are employed. Dr. Ahiabor is a PhD holder, a lecturer, a trainer, and a lawyer. She's a corporate lawyer, and she serves her clients well. But she still made sure to get for herself what do we call a side gig, or a galamsey situation going on. And so I believe so very much that, as we are trying to rise as a continent, as a nation, as Ghana has a reset agenda, and that reset agenda is not even only in the Ghanaian space. A lot of African countries are recalibrating. A lot of nations across the world are recalibrating. So it's a kind of agenda that is affecting us all as a humanity. The earth itself is recalibrating, and so as far as it has got to do with us as Africans and our mindset change, we need to consider some of these salient points that she has brought to bear. Number one, don't be in a hurry to make a quick cash. Trust the process, go through the process, and you will surely make it. She has had she's from Sierra Leone, and then she's worked in Sierra Leone, and she's working in the Ghanaian jurisdiction. She's received a lot of pushback in some spaces, but it encouraged her to be able to do other things to complement her abilities. So she went to get her PhD, she went to read law, just so that she can have a bigger playing field in the corporate space as an individual. And so her story is quite inspiring, I believe. And I believe that paying attention to the details of this conversation will birth something in you as an individual. It's been another great, exciting episode of Oil Fields of Alkebulan with Dr. Claudette Ahiabor. Glad we had you.
Thanks for having me.